Yes, boss.
Good evening and thanks to everyone watching us. I think next 2 weeks they'll be having mid semester. We are preparing everything that we must do. Today, for instance, we are going to talk about curriculum terminologies. And Chairman, I'm having a conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that happens in the school has a name.
Of course.
And there are times that
would you say everything that happens in the school has a name? Everything that happens in the school is curriculum.
Yes, so it comes with a name, and that's what we are.
It comes with a term.
Yes, sure. So, for instance, you will say that when I was in school, I was not taught this. What you were not taught has a name.
It has a name.
Yes, it has a name.
What you were taught has a name. Mm-hmm. There were times that you could see pantry man carrying food. They will say he will give you. It has a name. Everything that happens in the school, and that's exactly what we are going to discuss today. Okay. So when we talk about the curriculum, people feel the curriculum is what we teach in the class. It's not so. Everything that happens in the school is curriculum. So from, last week, for instance, I went to a secondary school and there was this guy with a dreadlocks.
Okay.
Well, is that a private secondary school?
No, government.
Wow.
Okay.
But we are talking about concomitant.
Okay.
That's why I said everything that happens in the school has a name. And that is what exactly we're going to discuss with our students.
Okay. So we'll have more terms today. With regards to those of you reading the course EDC, the school curriculum.
Exactly. You are a student. You are learning certain things from your phone. It's part of the curriculum. You are not aware. And Madam will talk about it. We call it the phantom curriculum. So
for our level, we are not treating the phantom. Let's reserve it for the postgraduate students.
So you get the combo.
Well, why? Somebody can also say, well, everything I'm learning on my phone is more digital. So is it not digital learning?
That's the technical.
There's a curriculum that
explains
around digital learning.
Okay, all right. Mm-hmm.
So as for curriculum, our students need to understand that everything that happens on campus, everything, even in your hostel, I was just telling them that I can meet you on the street and say, go and dress well. Would they agree? They will say no, kill entry. But it's part of the curriculum. Because if you are graduating, your parents will ask me, then I'm a bad by school when so meaning I'm supposed to ensure. There are some private school heads who will say we won't allow our students to do sports. Who does it benefit? The learner. So today we will talk about all the terminologies from the hidden to the absent. You go to class, assuming as you said, they give you a topic that you have to talk about and you feel not so comfortable. I can give you an example. The second coming of Jesus Christ. If they ask you to go and teach it, how would you teach it? Would you say Jesus will come or not come?
You don't have a specific thing for it too, at least.
So we will talk about it now, the absence and everything. Thank you very much, Honorable. So Miss Miriam, the ball is in our court.
Yeah.
So curriculum terminologies.
Yes.
I told the students that there are some books you won't see terminologies. You see types. Apart from the types, there are some books that will not even say types. What should our students do?
All right. So as far as the course is concerned, and then curriculum types or terminologies, actually some of them appear to be types that we can actually pinpoint and say, and others are terms that are likely to be used in the area of curriculum discourse. And so for today's radio lecture, like we've said earlier, EDC 111 targeting the general population as far as wherever radio Windy Bay frequency gets through, but particularly for our level 100 students, we have selected some that we're going to look like, so that in course of our teaching and learning, as soon as we mention these terms or types, they know what we are referring to. And so yes, as for things related to curriculum and education, usually scholars try to conceptualize it in their own way, just like we don't have a single definition for curriculum. When it comes to categorization of curriculum definitions, various scholars have devised ways and means to categorize them. But at the end of the day, for the level we are dealing with, we settled on Thermaclose categorization, which has a 3. So in the same line, when it gets to curriculum types or terminologies, we have some scholars that still believe that go by types and terms. I don't think our students should be bothered when they see these variations in their studies. They're actually talking about the same thing.
Unfortunately, today we are doing discussion with Chairman. Chairman, if you are posted to a school, you don't teach what you want as a teacher. You don't wear what you want.
No.
Why? Because there is something we call official curriculum. Madam will talk about it.
All right, so official curriculum as it stands, like we said earlier, we have certain terms that are closely connected to what we term the official curriculum. All right, so the official curriculum is also known as the written curriculum, the overt curriculum, OVERT, the explicit curriculum, the intended curriculum, the recommended curriculum. It's the same thing. So if you look at this, explicit could mean other it could mean other.
No, you ask Chairman. Chairman
when we talk about intended, it could mean a different thing in a different scenario. All right. So once we talk about official curriculum, we are looking at that curriculum that comprises the educational philosophy of a nation. We are looking at that curriculum that has the aims, the goals, the objectives of the subject area. It is termed written because everything about this curriculum is written. Written here, we are not looking at handwritten, but the thing is typed in words, so in text.
For instance,
such that as
you cannot bring your own chair and say this. What I'll feel so comfortable with.
No, so we are looking at that which is written. It is written because it is a document that is in a text form where we can read and make meaning into whatever we have read. We'll realize that the other types of terms that we are going to look at, they are not in the form of
Chairman,
in a text.
Sorry to cut Madam in. When you look at a course outline, it gives you an idea of what students will be taught in the semester. Official. So if it's not captured on the course,
so when we say course outline, somebody might say, okay, I just came into the uni. So what do you mean by course outline? Is it like timetable from where I'm coming from?
Okay. So the course outline here, so the person is in the university, you are asked to register for courses. So if you register for these courses, at the end of the day, the various lecturers will give you an outline, more or less like a skeleton that describes everything about this particular course that we're going to do, ranging from the objectives of the course, the learning outcomes, the assessment procedure, the mode of delivery, and everything about that course. So it is a miniature kind of. So that is what is rated, that is what is official. So you have even done the work. It is an official curriculum in the university.
Okay.
Yeah.
We go to the pre-tertiary level.
Yeah. So like I was saying, the official curriculum, it is official because that is what has been recommended, officially approved by the department, by the university, approved by GTEC at the pre-tertiary level, by the Ministry of Education through GES. It is recommended because that is what the Ministry of Ghana Education Service has recommended that we use. And in this university, It is not individual lecturers that just wake up and then today they feel like teaching this, let me go and teach. No. We have the course.
I have an example. In the senior high school, when they are teaching multiplication, addition, it is not because they have decided to teach addition before subtraction. Mm-hmm. The official curriculum will prescribe what you must do. Not all of us feel so comfortable teaching early morning. But the official curriculum will say you have a class from 7:30 to 9:30. Mm-hmm. You can't dodge it. So the official is what determines the life of students, teachers, and everybody who matters.
As far as teaching and learning is concerned,
yeah, sure.
As far as teaching and learning, of course, there are other experiences we'll look at that are not necessarily part of.
So, Shaman, if you have a question, you can ask.
Oh, you may carry on. I'm
So,
filing my questions. Don't worry.
Okay. So, apart from the official, like you asked me to come for radio lecture from 5:30 to 7:30, official curriculum. I don't. What our students have to understand is that, as for the official, you have no control. You don't control, so
you have limited control.
Yes,
but you did make mention of this dress code as not something good for you to wear on campus or to use to teach. All right. Now you might see the person outside campus. You know the person. You know he's a student, and you teach the person this way. Like you're not supposed to be wearing this. This is not official, but it's not on campus. It's outside the four walls of campus. Does it become official?
In this case, it doesn't fall under the official, but a different
terminology.
Okay.
So there are instances I can ask you, go and dress well and come. I can meet you on the street. You will say, oh, I'm an adult, I'm beyond 18. But so from the official, we go to the, for instance, what we are doing this evening. If there is any outsider looking at us, there is a name for it. Whatever happens between students and teachers when they meet, we call it the actual curriculum, the covert or curriculum in use. Madam will talk to it.
All right, so we have what we call the actual curriculum, which is also known as the curriculum in use, or the taught curriculum, TAUGHT, or the operational curriculum, or the implemented curriculum. So usually this is how I build the scenario. You are sent to a school to go and teach. You are given an official curriculum. The official curriculum does not make meaning for itself. That curriculum we receive from Ghana Education Service or the ministry does not automatically generate into teaching and learning. We now have to give meaning to it in the classroom. So whatever transpires between the teacher and the learners in the classroom is what we term the actual or the curriculum in use or the implemented curriculum from whatever you have given. So whatever is taking place. And so we say that whatever an observer will see in action in the classroom. So if somebody enters my class and realizes that we are having fun, merry-making, partying, that is what we are actualizing during instructional hours. All right, so the actual curriculum, the official curriculum, we say that it is a reality of learners' experience. From the whatever transpires, when we go to our various students in the lecture halls, whatever takes place between the lecturer and the students is what we term the curriculum in use or the actual curriculum. We need to bear in mind that the actual curriculum might be occasioned by certain acts that are conscious or unconscious. Ideally, if we are all teaching the same level, we should all be doing the same thing at the same time. But there are certain situations that will inhibit all teachers teaching the same level, using the same official curriculum to be doing the same thing at the same time. Why? Because some of these happenings are natural. Others are economical, social. Some some of these acts are planned or unplanned. If we take the natural, for instance, we are all teaching JHS2, change of subject. Ideally, we should all be doing the same thing, but the moment a teacher finds him or herself in a school environment where probably they sometimes have lessons under trees, we are in the rainy season.
No, even beyond
how
that,
can
myself and you, we were mates.
All right.
From 2009, but we don't teach the same way.
All right.
So the taught curriculum can differ. Chairman, all of you can go to radio school. Not all of you will present the same way.
Yes.
The actual is the reality of a learner's experience in the classroom.
Yeah.
So whatever you observe is the reality. Whatever place you can go.
Okay, so these acts that we say that could occasion the actual curriculum to be implemented in different ways has to do with the issue of lack of adequate resources. When the resources are not enough, you cannot all be doing the same thing at the same time. This is an act that is likely to affect the rate at which the official curriculum is implemented. We can talk about loss of contact hours, maybe strike, which is unplanned during the development of the curriculum.
When they come to level Form 1, not
level
university,
okay,
the senior high school, the whole first day they don't learn anything.
Oh, you cannot make that statement here.
Oh no, when I say, so let me put it in inverted commas. Like, before you realize there is exam, you are the teacher, what do? You have to pack them. Like, morning we are meeting, afternoon we are meeting, evening we are meeting. That can affect the actual curriculum.
Yeah, so it all boils down to the same thing. Reasons why the students are packed all of a sudden when examinations are approaching, they are multifaceted in nature. Maybe at the beginning they didn't have a teacher, or in course of that, a teacher went on transfer, or they don't have enough infrastructure in the school. And so a whole lot. Some can even be from the student factor. Some report to school very late. Here, some report mid-sem, a week to mid-sem before, and you go to the lecture, you have to go back and teach certain things just for the student to catch up. So a whole lot of issues go into that. When there is a lack of relevant previous knowledge in this 21st century, we say no child is a tabula rasa. Whatever you want to teach, students have experiences around it. And so it is these previous experiences of the learner that we build upon. You go to the class, you're expected to go and teach about, let's say, writing of simple sentences. You enter the class, you realize that class 1, they are even struggling to identify the letters. How can you go and teach simple sentences? Students or those learners cannot identify, distinguish between B and D, C and all that, let alone to talk about 2-letter words, 3-letter words. The vowels, they don't have any idea. You can't build on it, so you have to go back, teach what they ought to have known before you can proceed with whatever is prescribed in the official curriculum. So simply put, the actual curriculum or the taught curriculum is the reality, what actually takes place. That is why we term it the taught. So whatever the teacher is teaching the students is the actual curriculum.
You did make mention of going to probably class 1 and then realizing that there are a couple of things they can't do. But then you're supposed to teach that thing at the time.
Yes.
So why then do you retrogress? Go back and then teach something else before
you build on
it.
So a very good question. I'm supposed, it has been prescribed that
yes.
I teach you
It's
simple sentences.
official.
Yes. Yeah, it's from the official that the actual comes.
Yes.
So I should teach you simple sentences. Kofi is a boy. Amma is bathing. And I've realized that most of the students in my class, or even if it is one person, because at the end of the day, by the end of the lesson, the learner, it's not about learners. So that as soon as two get the concept, you ignore the rest. The learner. So I identify one particular student in my class who cannot read form 2-letter words, so, go, or 3-letter words. How can I proceed and teach? Kofi is going to school. So the best thing for me to do is to make sure I provide extra time to teach the ABCD, the letters and everything before I can. Now, formal education, we began with the course formal education. It is hierarchically structured and chronologically graded.
That is why we have the compensatory curriculum. That's the technical term for it.
It is not part of.
No, at the level we are delivered, we won't talk about it, but that's part of our discourse. That there is always a case that you have to compensate for. So, for instance, a student fails. You are writing an exam, somebody cannot come. What do? You provide a curriculum for it. There are instances that Madam is going to talk about it. We have the hidden or the absent. And that's the most powerful. You go to Wesley Girls site, they all walk alike.
Let's end on the actual before we move on. We are moving in an order. So like we are with respect to this, we have even at the university, this course we are reading, some people have previous experiences around it. We talk about the trained teachers. So sometimes, because they have been using the curriculum to teach, but those is an observation. Those that appear to be hearing it for the first time at the beginning. So when you are teaching those classes, or you identify that most of the students will take extra time because they don't have. This is something so abstract, a bit technical. We go down.
They don't have the basics at all.
They don't have the basics. The basics they have, but they don't know they have.
Okay.
They have, but they don't know they have. Let me explain it. We have all been taught before with what? A curriculum. But they don't really know. How many? Did you ever chance on the official curriculum when you were in senior high school?
No.
So it is something that is with the teachers. Some of them at the beginning of every term, they give us the scheme of work, topics for the term. That is it. It wasn't something that was so open that even when you take it out, you won't even understand anything. Everything is compressed. So it is the teachers that break it down, or you take we have something we call the supported curriculum. We'll look at it very soon. You take the textbook, and most of the authors, they write the textbook to follow the sequence of the official curriculum. So even though you might not have chance on the official curriculum before, you pick the textbook and almost everything
you're good to go.
It's in line. But in curriculum, with everything that happens has a name, has a term. So we have a term for that.
So, Ms. Miriam, what chairman needs to understand is that you came here with a laptop. It has a name. That's the supported curriculum. The official curriculum cannot make sense by itself. From human beings to materials to agencies within the school. For instance, there are times that people go through a lot of stress and they have to go to the counseling center. I've seen students level 400, they become blind. They have to go and see special education. We call it the supported curriculum. But I don't know if you want to add anything.
All right, so from the name or from the term supported, or in our students, they may see it as support. Anything that aids in the successful implementation or delivery of the official curriculum is termed a support or a supported curriculum. UEW has rolled out different programs from undergraduate to postgraduate level. We advertise. At the end of the day, innocent students in their various homes purchase their forms, apply, they receive their admission letter, a date is set for reopening, and they come to school. It now lies on the shoulders of the university to provide the students with everything that will make them have a successful stay on their programs. And this is what we term the supported curriculum. The student is somewhere. You said that you should come and learn. Or as a nation, free compulsory universal basic education. Look at the number of children that cry every morning, especially the KG before going to school. Most of what we have here, we will say, oh, I'm done with school. Even after first degree, I told myself I was done. But I'm not done. We get the point. So it's like the country must, the nation must put in place everything that will aid, that will support learners for them to have a successful stay on their programs. So for example, because we're in the university and our students are here, let me build it from there. Admission, they come to school. Along the line, of course, the main reason is for formal education, the certificate. So we need to provide them with lecturers who are going to teach them. The lecturers or teachers, we are part of the supported curriculum. Good, because if the program is there and people buy and they come, there are no lecturers. Yeah, I will come to him. Let me build it from the lecture room. Okay, supported. Hostel or accommodation for the students to lay their heads, supported. Whenever they come, we talk about, so the counseling center is there. Broken heart or maybe an E, which is also a grade, and then probably you are the counseling service, they are there to support. That is why as low as KG, we even have guidance and counseling coordinators there to tackle the emotional development of the learners. We need a place where they can have they can have lectures. So the lecture theaters, furniture to sit on, supported. We need to support. The hospital is there. When they come, you see, they queue for medicals. Good. Supported.
Because without it, the official cannot operate.
No. What we are having here right now,
supported,
which is part of the official, but we are being supported with, we are enjoying the AC. This supported. The first everything. So anything that we need to put in place to aid in the success. You can imagine that the students enrolled on the program, they came, registered, and we said, these are the course outlines. We are done. No teaching and learning. We don't meet for discussion. How would the aims of the political science education program be achieved? Or the biology education program? No. Unless the necessary things that we need to aid in the successful delivery. So the science lab, the playground, the lecture theaters, furniture to sit down, counseling services, audiovisual material, everything, anything at all that can aid. Remember that the official curriculum, the course outline that we give you, or if you want to trace it at the pre-tertiary level, that official curriculum for teaching mathematics, Ministry of Education doesn't add a classroom to it. They don't add teachers to it. They don't add a playground. All those things are also taken care of. So as far as the written or the official curriculum is concerned, it's just a document. Now you download. Now they even say download it. Then you have it. Can you go to the class and say that you always go carry only the curriculum, or in our case, every day when you are going for lectures, you only go with the course outline? Nothing. Even the course outline, you see, sometimes it's even just a page. But we are going to have a thorough interaction for 12 weeks where we have our slides. When you pick the course outline, you will not see slides there. So the slides and everything we prepare to break down the very abstract concepts and theories into learnable base for the students. All those things that we consult, textbooks, they all fall under what we call the supported curriculum.
I was even coming to ask you about handout.
Supported.
Yes. And so you've brought yourself. And so, Chairman, as we speak, when you go to university, ideally, what do you want to do?
I go there to learn.
Learn what? Is it about the note I'll give you?
No.
It's about what?
To learn and get a certificate.
To learn and get a certificate.
No, there are a lot that you must learn. We call it the co-curricular. And Madam will talk to it.
So,
that, as for the co, the name actually is complementary curriculum. They are supposed to complement the official. The official says we should teach you A, B, C, D. We won't teach you about calorie use. We won't teach you about how to pray at church. So from where do you learn it?
On campus.
From where? If it's not part of the official, then
the other campus-based groups who pray, who go for prayers and all
Good.
that. So
That is where the co-curriculum comes in.
So the co-curriculum has to do with those activities and programs that complement what students learn in regular classroom hours. So whatever the students learn out there, usually on weekends or after the normal teaching and learning periods, whatever
Not
they
captured
learn,
on a timetable.
yeah, they are not captured, but they complement whatever the students learn in the classroom. So for example, if you join the Writers and Debaters Club or club meetings, associations, cultural troops, sports activities, they go a long way to have a connection with what we learn in the classroom. If we talk about sports, PE is a subject that we study, for example. And at the end of the day, we said that the totality of the learner's development is concerned. And so even in this university, every Wednesday from 2:30 to 4:30, it is for what?
5:30.
2:30 to 5:30. It is for sports, so that students can engage in series of physical activities. We need to be fit for this curriculum, to match curriculum good for good. We need to be physically fit. So let's engage in some co-curricular activities. We can talk about, I made an example of the Writers and Debaters Club. So you are part of this club. You meet maybe Saturdays or Fridays, maybe at a later period. Now, this club, you are likely to learn certain things that will aid you in the classroom. So when it comes to communication skills and delivery, how the public speaking and all these things, you're going to get in Ghana experiences from there. Now, English language or Ghanaian language as a subject, and we have this theme or sub-strand composition. And one of the themes over there, we have what we term argumentative essays. Okay, so you see, argumentative essays, usually in English language classrooms, we do the argument on the board and in our books. But in a typical club, you will go beyond just noting features of argumentative essays, because you are going to you are going to engage in series of real arguments
like the
in
banter,
class.
you know.
Yes, debates here and there. So when it comes to your skills in public speaking, so by the time you come to the classroom, you stand tall in lessons like that, because you are used to all those.
No, chairman is aware. Chairman.
Yeah, chairman is aware.
Chairman, you see, there are times that we go to places. There are instances where they will say, "Oh, we are bringing your food." They will say, "Oh, package it for me." Do you think they are so comfortable to say, "I want to take it home"? How to use the cutlery? So because I cannot use the cutlery, I will say, "Oh, package it. Let me send it home." But if you were part of dining, you will know that
This is the
that's why it's complementary. It's supposed to complement the official. So as students sometimes, me go school man go dining. But ideally, once you say those words, I know you have so many deficiencies. How to walk as a gentleman. You may feel entertainment is for those vagabonds, but when you are given the opportunity, go be part of it. Then you know, oh, this is how I'm supposed to walk.
Guy level.
Yes. So as for the core curriculum, they are supposed to complement. I'm sure that if we sit about your radio journey, you will tell us there are so many things you didn't learn from your class, but through other activities, complementary. The school plans for it, orientation. That's why it's compulsory. Dining, orientation, entertainment. The level 400s are in. Very soon we will have so many dining. Dinner. Sorry. For you to distinguish between lecture wear, dining wear, and dinner wear, you need to be there. But you will say, "Oh, as for me," no. The school is supposed to train you. We cannot put everything in the official curriculum. We plan other fora so that people can learn.
And so one thing that we need to remind our students, the co-curriculum or informal curriculum targets the affective
domain
of the
so
learner.
how to build your emotions.
Affective
Someone,
domain.
you know beg before.
That is why
We all beg before.
Me I dey beg.
We all beg before.
you beg your lecturers, your students to come for lectures. There are times when you beg
It's
them to come
because
for lectures.
the official will not teach you certain things you are supposed to know. So we put it in the co-curricular activities. So very soon, leadership. People are vying for SRC, whatever. But I can't go and teach leadership in the classroom. So we plan other mediums. So madam, they are not compulsory. Our students need to know this.
Of course. That they target that, so students are at liberty to join any of them that they feel like joining. So that is it. Whether you want to join the robotics club or the French club or what have you. All right. So sometimes we erroneously view it as the extracurricular. There's a thin line of difference. In fact, the two types or terms virtually do the same thing, but the intention behind the activity determines whether it should be referred to as a co-curricular activity or an extracurricular activity. If there is a connection between what the students are learning in the regular classroom and the co-curricular activity, it is termed co. So whatever they are learning in the regular classroom, if you engage them on what we term a co-curricular activity, if there's a connection, then, but if there is no connection between what they are learning in the class, there's no connection between what the official curriculum, what you are doing in the classroom by way of implementing the official, and then the activity you are engaging the students on, then that is termed an extracurricular. Let's look at some examples, then our students will better appreciate that. So for example, you are teaching integrated science. Maybe there's a topic which has to do with germination, maybe some garden work, backyard farming and all that. And the school doesn't have a farm, or the school has, you send the students there for purposes of the lesson. That is a co-curricular activity. You want them to, just like my brother said, it helps. Because the official curriculum may not do everything, so sometimes some of these activities are instituted so that it will enable the students better appreciate whatever they are learning in the official or the written.
Miriam,
So you send your
cut you
students.
short.
Okay.
He is a journalist. Assuming I'm teaching communication, and I decide that I've taught the theory, but can we go to Radio Windy Bay?
That is a co-curricular
activities. It has a connection with whatever
What
we
we taught.
studied. But if you are doing journalism and I decide to take you to, say, Wager, for us to go and visit the dam, then you'll be like, because it has no correlation.
Yeah. But even with that, it can still be on the same media business. That is why we said that the intention behind the activity. So, for example, you are sent to a nearby radio station. Maybe it is my turn to go and cover a story or do something. And so, you are just go and do this for me. Without the intention that I want you to learn something in relation to what is happening in the classroom, then that is out of place. At the end of the day, if something should happen, you go and you don't get there successfully or you don't return, I'll be in trouble. I just want to use the issue of the farming as an example. So in the school, you take them to the school farm, they work for purposes of the 2-hour lesson or 1-hour lesson. It is complementing, it is part of the work you are doing. But the moment your own farm, sometimes teachers are fan of it. Come and come and clean my home. You send them to the farm, they go and work the whole day, then we give them banku and whatever to eat, and we think, usually when we do this, we don't even notify the authorities of the school. Sometimes the way we do it, and you see, they all have some positive messages. You are teaching them hard work or comportment and all that, but is that part of the reason why the student is there? If you really want them to do some grounds work, they are in their various houses, dormitories. You can ask them to clean there or weed around or the school compound. So the intention behind the activity. So whenever you are embarking on a co-curricular activity, teachers accompany you. You are going for intercourse, teachers are with you. All those things that have good intentions, quote unquote, you see that teachers follow the students there. And if something should happen, you are embarking on a field trip, and excuse me to say, maybe there's an accident. Who is going to demote the headmaster? Once you pass through the processes, notifying the authorities and everything. But you are going to your farm at the blind side of the head teacher, hey, come there Saturday quickly, come and do this for me. If anything should happen to the student, you'll be answerable. So the intention behind the activity, but of course,
your student is asking
the same thing.
Your student is asking you a question.
Yeah.
Please, if a teacher leads students to weed school park,
yeah,
is it co-curricular or extracurricular?
It's a co-curricular activity. It's your own school park.
They are supposed to.
And there are some schools that you see the pre-tertiary level, they don't have. I don't know whether they don't really have you see the grounds people like we have over here.
No, they are not business.
That I mean, they do the grounds work and the cleaning of the lecture theatres and all that. But at the pre-tertiary level, we do our own thing. So the school field is weedy. Let's go and weed. You all go. When the minister comes, the minister will come and meet you there weeding. He will not be alarmed by that. It is
so, Chairman. Anything that is supposed to aid your development as a learner is what we term once it's sanctioned by the school. Because, for instance, you are supposed to know how to speak orally, confidence, but no lecturer will come and mount a projector and say, today we are talking about how to speak in public. So we create other avenues from SU meetings at the secondary school, entertainment, dining, orientation and all that.
Cultural groups and all that.
And all that. Yes, sure. So that's co-curricular activities. But Madam will speak about something. There are certain things we are supposed to teach you, but we don't teach you. You may be a professor of chemistry, but there may be certain terms in chemistry that you may never hear.
Why should it be so?
All right, so the reason is that naturally it is impossible to learn or know everything in this world. Abba. You said it, now go there. Natural, it is impossible. So
well, if you happen to chance on it, that's okay.
That's okay. I mean,
you would never. Somebody who says I'm a professor of English, it doesn't mean
he knows everything in English.
Area in English.
Like I went.
Your area could be maybe. So if you're a professor of English, maybe yours could be literature, or even let's say Concord.
I went home. My brother brought assignments. Chemical equations because the brother university. I'm a lecturer,
so you should know.
But interestingly, that is the perception out there.
Oh yes, of course.
So that you go home, I'm sure some of our students might have experienced that. Oh, this is a Fakoma Kweko, you just came from the university. If you don't take it, you embarrass yourself.
We call it the null or the absent curriculum.
The null or the absent curriculum. So Eisner says that it is those learning options that learners are not offered, the perspectives they may never know about, much less be able to use here and there. These things may not form part of the learner's intellectual repertoire. If you are looking at your rich set of knowledge you have attained as far as the cognitive, they may not be part. So we say that naturally, because it is impossible to know everything, learn everything in this world. So during curriculum development, deliberately, certain things are captured. They will leave out certain things.
I said something, then he said, oh, these are level 100s. So we can't talk about
certain
it.
things are captured.
Okay.
Then we leave out certain things. Now, those things that we do not capture in the curriculum. For example, we have Ghana, the curriculum at the basic level focuses on pre-tertiary level, focuses on 3 main religions. Christianity, Islamic, ATM, African traditional religion. But, German, do we have only 3 religions in this world? Bebre. That is why the Achimota schools from 3 years or 4 years ago became an issue in this country because the guy was in dreadlocks
The whole family is a dread family. So
Yes, and they are Rastafarians.
Yes.
Rastafarianism is a religion.
Tyrant.
Just like the way
Tyrant.
that some of us put certain things,
Beads and all,
sometimes on our necks and here and there to portray our religion sharing. We see it to be normal because we have been taught, so we see them and it's normal. If we look at how other religions also dress, cover the face, the hair, it is normal because we have been taught. But this one, the curriculum is absent. We have not been taught about Rastafarianism as a religion. We find ourselves in a situation where if you are a gentleman, you are in locks, the dreadlocks, you are even tagged with smoking, womanizing. If you are on a public transport or even a private one, and then there's a tip off, as soon as the police has a search, you be the first suspect. Suspect. We get them, so we are not, I don't know why they also dress like. So that is just by the way.
But the most important thing,
deliberately certain things are left because we cannot do everything.
Certain things
and leave out certain things.
Because they are here to spend 4 years. If you say geography, we cannot teach everything under geography within 4 years. So there is nobody who will say, I'm a professor of finance, so I have hidden or absent. Knowledge construction is about inclusion and exclusion.
But still on that, so whatever we exclude from the curriculum, once a student never gets the opportunity to learn about it, it falls under the absent curriculum or the null curriculum we are talking about. But this is at the curriculum development stage. When it gets to the implementation stage too,
the teacher decides.
That place too, we create an absent.
Because
where the teacher skips a topic.
If you are asked to go and teach about Muhammad,
and you don't like Muhammad,
you've not even heard about Muhammad. They say go and teach about the second coming of Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, you are a Muslim. How would you present it? So at that level, in the classroom, you create the null or the absent. You don't have any choice. You are here. They tell you go and teach about this. Are they with the bed, dear mommy?
That is why we keep advising our students that they should take their studies very serious. We shouldn't just be interested in just graduating. I'm just saying I only need a certificate so that when I send it, I'll get employment. No. We need to have, as far as education or teaching and learning is called, if you want to enter the field, you see sometimes some teachers dodge or skip these topics because they don't have competency in teaching them. And they don't want to embarrass themselves because some of the questions that will be coming from some of the students, so because of that, they will not even write it on the board for you to have questions to ask. They will go to those topics.
It affects the students.
That is what we tell the absent or the now. Do they care? At the end of the day, you have answers to write. What's it? So that is why I'm saying that I use the lecture period as an advice for our students that they need to learn. Everything is learnable in this world. Yeah. So we should just take our studies serious. If we look at the programs or the courses we are reading, if we are going to teach at the basic level or the senior high, the topics, the courses we are reading here, they are far advanced. We need to be ahead of our learners. So that when we go back there, almost everything will look basic for us. So the moment the official curriculum go and implement, you teach this, you don't do this, you go and begin from somewhere, you are telling the students that you are communicating two things. Either those things are not important, or secondly, you don't have the competence to teach it. And if the students never get the opportunity to learn it from anywhere, then it falls under the null or the absent. So I ask my students, what is a null set? They will tell you an empty set. So this is a set without any element. You open the curly bracket, you close it. So your the concepts, the theories, the facts in your area, you open a bracket, you close it, means that you don't have any knowledge on that.
Chairman, so we'll move to the next terminology. As I began, I told you everything that happens in the school has a name.
Yeah.
And that's our field.
So maybe you should ask him to come out with something else that happens in the school.
Yes. For instance, I've seen most students bleaching. Is it part of the official curriculum?
It's not.
So how? From where do they learn it?
Well, it could be.
Madam, talk about it.
All right, so we have what we term the hidden curriculum. We can look at the hidden curriculum. Now, the hidden curriculum is also termed as the covert curriculum, COVERT. Whilst the official is visible, overt, then we have the covert, the one that is hidden. Sometimes I ask my students and they will tell you that is the curriculum that does not exist. I said, no, that curriculum exists. All right, so it is a non-academic but educationally significant aspect of schooling. So we define or we try to explain it as those aspects of the learned curriculum. We are yet to do the learned curriculum that lie outside the intentional efforts of the school. Because I will be making reference to the hidden, let's look at what the learned curriculum is. So the learned curriculum has to do with all the learning experiences.
All the changes that will happen in you as a result of school experience.
Anything you can beat your chest and say, I learned it from school, is a learned curriculum, also known as an experienced curriculum, or a received curriculum, or an attained curriculum. Anything you can say, whether it is miseducative, our students understand the term miseducative because we have done it.
Whether you will return as a thief. No, madam, is that not what you want to say?
So, in addition to going home with your A1 in chains, maybe along the line you experience a little broken hearts. It is part of the experiences. Oh, you've learned how to lay your bed in the morning with some 3 referrals in about 3 courses. It's all part of the so anything. So usually we say that what the student learns, understands, and retains from the official curriculum, whatever you learn from all the other types of curriculum, with the exception of the now, because the now there's nothing there to even learn from. All the changes that takes place in the learner, when you go out there, however society sees you, is your learned or the experience, anything at all that you know is as a result of school experience that I have become who I am.
And the hidden
is termed the hidden learned.
The hidden, the most powerful. You go to Wesley Girls, you go to site. Students walk the same way.